Welcome to your daily focus, August the 22nd, 2021. My name is Tilly. This is Tarot with Tilly. Thank you. Thank you truly for all of the positive, loving, supportive energy you send my way each and every day. We have so much to talk about. Let's start with the 22 energy. The 22 energy gives us high intuition. It gives us visionary thoughts. It can give us that aha moment, that epiphany, that moment of clarity that we need in order to just go forward, to put our focus on something. And yes, the 22 energy is a master number. It does demand so much more from us, but the rewards are so much greater because we've kept our focus. It's about discipline and commitment, of course, as well. And it's about knowing what you truly want. We've been working with that kind of energy since probably just before the beginning of the year. So it's about your accumulated, okay, so that's the 22nd. The 35 energy is what the daily energy would be. I'm so excited. I'm jumping ahead here on everything. The 30, so it would be 8 plus 22 plus 5. I don't break down the 22 to a 4. Some numerologists do, others don't. It all depends on what, what floats your boat. And so I keep the master number as the master number, and it comes to a 35. And the 35 is about promotions coming in, commitments coming in, based on the past work you've done. So it's a lot about recognition. It's a lot about your inheritance of a job well done, your inheritance of doing all the work. So it could have been like you worked at a profit sharing place and the profits were few and far between. And now all of a sudden there's the spike, and the spike stays, or at least it brings you to a level where you're like, hey, I'm glad I waited it out, because now I'm starting to reap the rewards of going without for a little bit on some of the things that I did enjoy in order to keep this job and be able to afford to breathe, so to speak. So it could be those kinds of things. It could be like I stayed their friend for a very long time, and now I'm going to make that approach and ask them to be more than a friend, or grow that commitment even stronger. Okay, it's on past work that you've done, past actions, past words. And usually it brings in an energy that demands from us more of a responsibility, or more of a discipline, or perhaps a combination of the two. So maybe now you get that job promotion, but now there is so much more responsibility that you have, and you're going to have to discipline yourself even more in order to meet all the new challenges that are in front of you. Okay, we have, now listen to this astrology, okay? We start out the day with the sun in Leo and the moon in Aquarius, and we are having a full moon in Aquarius at 29 degrees. So 2 plus 9 is an 11. 29 is usually an awakening, an aha moment, an epiphany. So when we reach the 11 like that, the 11 requires us to cut away what no longer belongs in our life, get rid of the clutter, absolutely. It also demands a commitment from us and a discipline from us, and a commitment to ourselves, that we are going to have focus on a goal, a desire, a dream, a pathway to success. So the full moon happens at 29 degrees. So that's just wonderful energy moving us forward. So already I'm thinking that this is a very creative time for us. This is a time that we can actually, even though it's full moon, really push forward in our paths to where we want to be. And maybe that is by removing the clutter in our path. Maybe it's clearing the path so that we can walk easily in our steps to the next accomplishment, the next plateau. Okay, so the Ten of Cups tried to turn over. My goodness, when I started shuffling the deck for the reading, I saw the Fool. So it's a lot of, I think, new energy coming into this, giving us new energy through the full moon. So we have the full moon, but then the moon shortly after, like within an hour of the full moon, enters Pisces. So now we enter a little bit more of that laid back, relaxed, dreamscape kind of energy that will allow in, if we allow that for ourselves and tap into that energy, we can allow for those epiphanies, those aha moments to awaken us to. Maybe it brings in clarity, maybe it brings in a new idea, maybe it brings in an old idea that you had and it's being revitalized, reborn, so to speak, in your mind. And where you couldn't do it before, you now see you can. I keep seeing the Nine of Wands in front of me. So with all the paths behind you and you're holding this knobby, it's kind of like your paths come together. With that 35 energy, definitely paths are coming together to move you forward into new directions, and it's elevated paths. It's new plateaus. And then, what else do we have happening? There's something else happening. We have, the sun will move into Virgo. Let's not forget that. So the last of our Leo people out there will be having their birthdays, maybe a few of them, depending on when you were born. And others will be starting to look forward to blowing out those candles. So happy birthday to all of our Virgos out there. So now our energy is going to switch, right? Our energy is going to tweak a little bit. It's going to move us more into an energy that we want to get organized, that the little details matter, that we look at the pieces of the puzzle of our life rather than, Leo was kind of a fire energy of just let's do it and let's have fun, and there was that kind of energy motivating us to get started. But now Virgo comes in and says, okay, well, let's really get on track. Let's make sure those ducks are truly in a row, because a couple of them are looking a little crooked there. So we're going to fix everything. We're going to, and I didn't want to really use the word fix, but that's what came out. We're going to tweak things in a way that, because if I say fix, it means that something was broken, and there's nothing broken. We just learn. We just evolve into more knowledge. And that's the 35 energy again, using that evolved knowledge. That's why I keep seeing the Nine of Wands there in my mind. So you're ready to step into this path. So this is a time to really look at the path that you want to step into, or the path that you are currently creating for yourself. And it's time to clear the clutter. It's time to get organized. It's time to look at those little details of, yes, the mundane part of our lives. The everyday in and outs. When we eat, when we sleep, when we take time for ourselves, when we meditate, when we go to that yoga class, when we go to that woodworking shop, when we go shopping, and we're looking at those things, and where do we use time, and where do we strategize our time so that we have more time available to us? Or maybe it's energy. How could I have more energy? Do I need to wake up earlier? Do I need to go to bed earlier? Do I need to have certain nutrients in my body? Maybe I'm lacking certain nutrients. How can I keep this temple a temple? How can I honor myself this month? So as the sun moves from Leo and this I do for me, now we are looking at this I truly do for me. We take it a little bit more serious. We go towards more stability, more commitment. So we really have a change of energy shortly after the full moon. Now, the full moon is about personal growth, material growth. It's about good fortune coming in. Jupiter is right up there. And all the planets, I don't care if you're looking at Mars or Uranus or Saturn or Venus, they're all happy. They're all talking up there and chit-chatting and how can we make life better? So we will automatically have that, how can I make my life better? So we're going to play the what if game, and we're going to what if upwards, not downwards. We're not going to spiral. We're not going to jump into a rabbit hole. We're going to think, what if? What if I got that job? What if I met the person of my dreams? What if? What would happen? What would it look like? And then take that step in your mind. Remember, with the 22 energy, it's all about visionary thoughts. So take it from the beginning and play that what if game with yourself and manifest. Slowly manifest that dream that almost scares you a little bit because you got there through your mind. It can be. I think it, therefore, it can be a reality. And we have that Virgo energy. It will keep us grounded. It will keep us stable. And it will allow us to see the beauty that we can step into. And create the beauty that we can step into. There's a lot of, I would have to say, relationship things going on with this, but it could be a passion, a dream, a desire that you want to step into, some deep love of yours, whether it's a thing that you are creating, or it could be a thing that you have, or it could be a person, or it could be an environment. But it's about making a commitment to an area of your life. And understanding how you can create the stability of that area of your life, how you can bring in more time or energy or resources in order to make that part of your life more beautiful, more harmonious, and clutter-free. It'll be very much a clutter-free if you really tap into this energy. But there's going to be some kind of intense passion, excitement. We want to do different things. We want to, this is a time when we make the first move. We go and we ask the boss for a promotion, or how do we get a promotion, or how do we take the next step, or we go to a mentor. We reach for a star. We take a chance on ourselves. We're feeling good. We're feeling more confident. This energy will allow us to ask that person out finally. Go and ask for that job that we really don't think that we're qualified for, but we're almost qualified, and we're fast learners, and we could do this. We could do this if we were given the chance. So I remember a statistic one time that, say a big box store was putting out applications, or wanting applications for just cashiers and stock handlers and things like that, and they had like 16 to 25,000 applicants come through, and they put out at the same time a couple of supervisor and management positions, and they got a couple hundred for those, because people do not see their own value, their own worth, and this is a time when we will see it. So it is a time to say, I'm going to take a chance on myself. I'm going to put my application in there. I'm going to see if I can go down and volunteer my help. I'm going to join that group that I've always kind of stood back from, but I've really always wanted to be, or step into that building or that environment. So it's really a very strong energy, and know that we have the sensibility, okay? Saturn is in there with Venus, I think. So we'll have the sensibility to monitor, not going overboard or exuberance. Okay, let's see what the cards have to say, shall we? I've rambled quite a bit. Thank you for the person from Utah. I will be, it's busy right now for me, but I will be getting back to you, okay? So, put another message in, or send me a message through Facebook or Patreon. I don't think you actually have to subscribe to Patreon in order to send me a message through Patreon. I could be wrong on that. I apologize if I am sending you on a wild goose chase. My email address, I don't think you emailed me. Did you email me? You might have emailed me. That might be where I'm thinking that. Anyways, we connected right on the map. So I knew it was someone. It came to my mind, and they said, ask. They'll be watching. And sure enough. So we will talk. I don't know why I'm being led to you, but we'll figure it out together. Our first card, look at this, Four of Cups. This all starts with gratitude. It all starts with gratitude of happy and grateful for what you already have. Now, that could be your talents, your gifts. Stop dummying them down. You know, when somebody says, wow, that's a beautiful blouse you got, you don't say, oh, I got this at the thrift store like 15 years ago. Like, I paid less than $1 for it. No, say thank you. Say thank you. They just complimented you, your taste, your style, your presence. Say thank you. Know that you are wonderful. Know that you are great. Start paying attention to those signs. Trust me when I say that you are beautiful. From the moment of your conception, before that, actually. And sometimes we don't see that. We see ourselves, we see our flaws, and nobody else really sees them. When you come down to it, you know, somebody will say, oh, you know, if my nose was different, oh, I'd have so much more confidence if that nose of mine was different. And I believe this happened like a couple of years ago. I brought this up. Anyways, one of the comments was that when the girlfriends got together, they started talking and they said, you know, it's my nose. And they said, oh my gosh, that's what we love about you. Like, it is unique and it's you, and it brings character to you. And we love it. It's who you are, and don't change a thing. And how could you think that was something that was a flaw? Because we all kind of want it. So we have to really back it up here a little bit on this full moon, and we will have the Pisces moon that we're stepping into very shortly afterwards to start the dreamscape, to start imagining of what we have and what we want to bring in. This card is also about what we want to bring in. But trust me when I tell you that if you are not grateful for the things that you already have in your life, how meager they may be, not much more is going to flow to you. It's when you start to get excited about who you are and where you are and what you have to work with. And yes, there's a lot of negatives, but when you start focusing on the good, and when you start being grateful for the good, I'm grateful when it's a green light and I'm in a hurry and it stays green, and I know it shouldn't have. It should have gone to yellow, but I was in a hurry and I didn't want to speed and I didn't want to rush through a yellow, and it stayed green for me. Thank you. It takes a second. It costs nothing. Get excited about who you are, your talents, your abilities, and say thank you. Thank you for my hands that I can do this, that, and the other thing. Thanks for the dirty dishes. That means I had a full supper table full of friends and family, and we talked and we created memories, and, you know, thank you. It's such an easy thing to say. Knight of Pentacles is next. Knight of Pentacles is trusting in God, your angels, your spirit guides, trusting in your own intuition and sage wisdom that you will go forward and you just go with the flow. If things pop up and it's like, whoa, where'd that come from? How am I going to handle this? Go with the flow. Don't try and just take control of the situation. Sometimes we have to. But if you can stand back for a minute and understand what's happening, it might just pop you out in that wonderful place that you've always wanted to be. Now, sometimes we can't imagine getting from A to B in the transportation that they gave us to get there. When we look back and we go, isn't it funny how that all worked out? Isn't it funny, huh? This is about trusting. You know, we don't even have food. We don't have a little bag packed full of food. We don't have a blanket. We don't have weapons. We don't have our armor on. We are going on pure faith that we will be taken care of. That so long as we think through, make the plan, get rid of the clutter, that the successes will come in. The good fortune will show up. And that could be personal, spiritual, material, finding somebody in your life, changing habits, changing behaviors for a healthier lifestyle or one with more time or energy or resources. You write the narrative, absolutely, but you have to tell them where you want to go. And stop thinking about the bad things, because that's you saying, oh, I don't have enough money to pay the bills. Okay, done. Next. Okay, thank you for sending me the money. I don't know how you're going to do it yet, but you managed to every time, so thank you. And then move that worry away. So long as that worry stays a worry, you are feeding it negative energy. Move it to the back burner. Give it a day or two. Watch what happens. Watch what happens. And yes, you might have to roll up your sleeves and get to work. You might have to do something. You might have to make a phone call. You might have to talk to somebody. You might have to go from A to B in order for it to accomplish it. But it will manifest if you go with the flow. The Three of Pentacles says roll up your sleeves and get to work, and it's going to be this is about long-term goals and dreams and desires and successes. Yeah, we can have some short-term goals in there. Absolutely. But the short-term goals should be geared at the long-term goals, the accomplishment, the success of the long-term goals. So, break it down into bite-sized pieces. You hold the brush to the canvas of your future. You create it. So what are you creating? What is that canvas going to look like when it's done? What is your reality going to be like? And it's a slow process, and it will take time. And maybe you feel like you're doing it all for nothing and nobody's paying attention. And trust me when I say, when this card comes out, other people are taking note. You may not understand it, you may not see it, but you will be recognized. You will be seen. Temperance comes in. Oh, I love Temperance with that beautiful Virgo energy that we will be experiencing for the next month. This is about having more by having less. This is about finding the perfect balance for you. My dad was a blacksmith, and the blacksmith, actually, I think it's Vulcan, the god Vulcan, that is associated with this card. And he was a blacksmith. My dad was a blacksmith. He's been gone 18 years, and so now mom and dad are dancing all the time. So, anyways, Dad was a blacksmith, and I remember when I was a much younger girl, and he was practicing for it, and he was telling me how every metal was different, and you really had to watch when the colors changed. And there was like a panel of like 30 or 40 colors. Like, it was not an easy task, and all the different it looked like our chakras, actually, when I think back now. But it would go to different colors, whether it was purples or yellows or reds or blues, or so you knew how hard to strike and when you could bend it. And this is what we're kind of doing with our lives right now. We're saying, okay, I'm going to tweak it a little bit here. I think I'm ready to move. And we're preparing ourselves, and we're preparing that step. And now those openings are going to start happening for you because you have been preparing. So be ready to take that step. Be ready to... And so in order to be ready to take that step, we have to pay attention to what is really necessary in our lives and what is truly clutter. What we value and what brings value to our life, support, happiness, joy, love, and what does not. And this energy for this full moon is beautiful energies to release, to let go, to get rid of the clutter. And that could be the clutter in your environment, or the clutter in your mind, or the clutter in your heart. Letting things go, healing. Our last card, look at this, the Ten of Cups came out anyways, said you're happily ever after. So yes, we are creating a happily ever after. And I don't want you to think that I'm one of these, I am a very positive tarot card reader. I can tell you the bad energy. And really, essentially, I do tell you the bad energy. But I tell you what to do so that you can utilize that energy in the best way possible, or navigate through that energy the best way possible, so that you had a strong day. We all have days that we could live without 100 times over. But we do go through those days. Absolutely. We're human. We're supposed to. We're supposed to be challenged. Mind, body, and spirit. Of course we're supposed to be challenged. We're supposed to grow. We're supposed to learn. This is beautiful energy this month to grow and learn. So the happily ever after, what does it look like for you? So once again, grow that what if. What if? And just do something small. What if I got my hair dyed beach blonde? Okay, what if I decided to wear wedge heels? Oh, okay. What if I'm going to put myself in a BMW now? Oh, okay. I see that, and start to imagine that happily ever after. And some of it will be for fun, but when it comes to rolling up your sleeves and making the commitment and instilling the discipline in yourself in order to move forward, because remember, we have the 11 energy, we have the 22 energy involved here too. We will find the successes, but yes, it shall be more challenging. Absolutely. But we're ready for that challenge. We're eager for that challenge. We want the change. We want the new experience. We want the new challenge. We want the success. Okay, let's get a mantra card. Okay, our mantra. That was weird. Friendship. Nurture your relationships. So this is a time when we can make, with the energy of the sky, we can make a long-term relationship and we can make a stronger commitment. We can grow those friendships, absolutely. But we could also meet people that leave an impression on us. They're only in our lives for perhaps, 20 minutes or a couple of hours or just a couple of weeks or a month. Or they're kind of like, do you remember that person? Maybe they show up at the workplace or in your community in some way or enter your home or your circle of friends or something. Yeah, I remember going to a party years and years and years ago, and there was this one guy, and everybody met him, and he was so pleasurable, and he was so nice and talkative, and so down to earth, and everybody just loved him. But the next day, when we started talking about the people at the party, we were like, who was he? And I don't think we ever found somebody who actually knew who he was. So he crashed our party apparently, but he was a great guest. So, but now years and years later, I still remember that person. He did make an impression upon me and my friends. Probably they'll go, oh, I remember that. So it's about nurturing our relationships. It's understanding what relationships have value. Once again, some of our relationships might not be the greatest. This energy will allow us to see that, but this energy is really moving us towards commitment, stronger relationships, stability, and growth. A strength comes out in you. I didn't even say 35 to the 8 is about your strength, this is about your courage, but we really need to walk within our integrity too. So honesty is humongous right now, and it has been since the eclipse season. We have to ground ourselves. We can't tell the little white lies. They're just going to rebound and come back at us to bite us later. So what's the sense in doing it? So stick to the truth. Be honest. As honest as can be. And don't use your honesty as a way to hurt somebody either, okay? So, friendship, relationships. So maybe it's doing something a little bit wild and different with a friend or a partner or a spouse or a lover or a soulmate or a brand new person. And don't take risks. Okay, so through stay safe. The value of friendship is expressed by mutual understanding, compassion, the ability to comfort each other and support each other. Friends enjoy each other, they trust one another. And you may find at this time you're being asked to maybe assist a friend or making new friends. To be the best friend ever, give some thought to how to enhance your relationship with them. Friendship is graciously given and lovingly accepted. The mantra is, I love and appreciate my friends. So once again, we are saying thank you. Thank you for my friends. So maybe that would just be a great little exercise to do of just sitting there and thank you for my friends. And then maybe name one or two of them. And say, before I start this exercise, anybody that I have omitted, please share with me in my thoughts in the days following of happy moments with them and understand why you love them, why they are in your life, what makes them dear, what makes them special, and how you can enhance that relationship with their help. Okay, where are we going? To the animals. And of course, we'll do a Journey of Love card. I just get goosebumps right now, so I'm thinking, oh, what's the card going to be for that? Let's see what our animals have to say, and then we'll go to our Journey of Love card. Our animal today, look at this. I kid you not. It's about strength, I said. The lion shows up one more time. Be strong. Know your strength. Know your beauty. Strength, pride, and moving on. Promise me you'll always remember you're braver than you believe. You're stronger than you seem. You're smarter than you think. The lion's presence itself can draw fear among his peers. Even when he doesn't feel strong, he is perceived as such. And he reminds you that you too are just as strong. With all that you are experiencing in your life, it is time to embrace your own strength, always and forever. It is time for you to let go of things that can no longer be fixed. Trash is trash. Keep only that which is worth collecting. If you have to force a situation into the way that you want it, you'll only make it worse. The knowledge that it isn't yours needs to be seen. Holding on can make you brave, but moving on makes you strong. So take that chance. Take that chance on you. Lion may be telling you it's time for you to see a physician and begin an exercise program to help build that body strength, to worship that temple of yours. Okay, let's move to our journey. And I just got another goosebump episode there. Journey of Love card. It really is my favorite part of the reading. Oh my goodness, who flew out? Well, a card chose itself, so we're going with it. She is the moon, and it's a 21 energy. She is the moon. Look at that. Okay. She is the moon. 21. And the 21 is a time of tying up those loose ends, finishing those projects, getting rid of that kind of clutter in your life, preparing yourself to moving forward, making space for those beautiful things to come into your life. Okay, we'll do the poem first. How are we doing there? There we go. Waiting. These moments are precious, like jewels on the crown of life. They beckon my heart, forming memories that sparkle with joy, and like the longing of a sweet caress, they draw me near, melting into one, showing what is possible on the journey of life, waiting for the seasons change. A lot that I could relate to in the energy I just told you about. And that poem, we could stop there. My goodness. The light of the moon ebbs and flows. The wisdom of patience is not about waiting around for something to happen, rather getting up and getting it done. The wisdom of patience is that of a gardener who consults the lunar calendar, the right timing promoting growth, planting where there is fertile soil, allowing the soil to rest and replenish when it needs to. You are being asked to check in with your timing. Is now the time for action or rest? It can change quickly, just like the phases of the moon. So if you're unsure, that's okay too. Perhaps you are waiting for more light to reveal the way. And as the moon grows full, all things will come in time. Your message comes through this oracle. Your manifestation is unfolding in perfect timing. If you feel something isn't happening fast enough or happening quickly, then and you are unsure if you are really ready, be assured all is well. If something is not clear to you and you would like it to be more so, the clarity you seek will come to you. Do not worry. Do not try to force insight. Just be with what is happening now and trust. You're moving and you're growing and all is well. And soon you will see that for yourself, just as the moon grows full and revealing, even in the midst of the deepest of nights. Until we meet again, remember, I do love you.